Good morning, this is Bob Mason from FX Empire and welcome to the daily crypto tech review of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin and Ripple's XRP. We'll be looking at the MACDs, the moving averages and the daily support, resistance and pivot levels. It is Friday the 2nd of October. Jumping straight into Bitcoin against the US dollar, relatively range bound start to the day. Going to need to see Bitcoin break through the pivot sitting at 10,690 to support a run at the first major resistance level sitting at 10,919. Going to need to see broad-based crypto rally on the day following yesterday's sell-off, however, for Bitcoin to break back through to 10,900 levels. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and resistance at 11,000 to pin Bitcoin back. In the event of breakout, could test resistance at 11,100 before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 11,205. Failure to move through the pivot, bring the first major support level sitting at 10,404 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Bitcoin should steer clear of sub 10,400s. Second major support level sits at 10,175. Looking at the MACDs, we had the bearish cross yesterday, and since then we've seen a marked narrowing of the bearish histograms here, and a possible bullish cross forming there. So we're going to need to see Bitcoin break through that pivot level to support a breakout. Looking at the EMAs, we also had the bearish cross, the 50 crossing through the 200. That started to narrow on the 200, however. So if we see a bullish cross, that's going to signal a breakout from 10,700 levels. So a move through that pivot level back through to 10,800 should support a breakout on the day. Moving across to Ethereum against the US dollar, also relatively range bound this morning after yesterday's late sell-off. Going to need to see Ethereum move through the pivot sitting at 356.05 to then target the first major resistance level sitting at 367.1 and the 38.2% fib sitting at 367. So barring an extended crypto rally on the day, Ethereum will likely fail to break out from 367 levels and expect plenty of resistance at 360 on any move northwards. Failure to move through the pivot, bring the first major support level sitting at 341.86 into play. Barring another extended sell-off, Ethereum should steer well clear of the second major support level sitting at 330.81, however. Looking at the MACDs following yesterday's bearish cross, we've seen a narrowing of the bearish histograms, but not sufficient to suggest a breakout early this morning. Looking at the EMAs, we're also seeing the 50 narrow on the 100 and the 200, suggestive of a possible bearish cross. So failure to move through that pivot level of 356.05 would bring sub 350s and the support levels into play on the day. Moving across to Litecoin against the US dollar, after a bearish start, we're seeing Litecoin make an early move. Going to need to Litecoin move through the pivot level of 46.67 to support a run at the first major resistance level sitting at 48.06. Going to need to see another extended rally, however, for Litecoin to break back through to 48 levels. So barring extended rally, expect that first major resistance level to cap any upside, and there'll be plenty of resistance at 47s. Failure to move through the pivot will bring the first major support level sitting at 44.85 into play. Barring an extended sell-off, Litecoin should steer clear of sub 44s. Second major support level sits at 43.46. Looking at the MACDs, similar trend to the broader market, the bearish cross and then the narrowing of the bearish histograms through late yesterday and early this morning. Possible bullish cross forming there, so going to need to see a break out from that pivot level to support a rally on the day. Looking at the EMA, that 50 has widened from the 100 and the 200, supportive of this early move north. So a break back through to 47 levels should bring that first major resistance level of 48 back into play. Finally, looking at Ripple's XRP against the US dollar. Choppy start to the morning here. Going to need to see Ripple's XRP break through the pivot at 23.88 to then bring that first major resistance level at 24.38 into play. Going to need to see an extended rally on the day, however, for Ripple's XRP to break out from 24 levels. So barring an extended rally through the day, expect that first major resistance level to pin Ripple's XRP back. Failure to move through the pivot, we'll bring the first major support level sitting at 0.2331 into play. Buying an extended sell-off on the day, Ripple's XRP should stick clear of sub-23s. Second major support level sits at 0.2281. Looking at the MACD, marked a narrowing of the bearish histograms, and we're seeing a possible bullish cross there, suggestive of a move northwards. Looking at the EMAs, we're seeing the 100 narrow on the 200 and the 50 widen and pull back away from both the 100 and the 200, suggestive of a bearish trend. So key through the morning, move through that pivot level at 23.88 back through to 24s, should then support a run at that first major resistance level and a bullish day.